part two, and her part two is going to be about common law, and we're going to have a bit more deep conversation about wills. That was one of the requests made by lots of the listeners that actually listened in last time, that they want her to talk about wills again. So hopefully when she comes on, we can talk about that. And yes, thank you for tuning into Bless Radio 1 on Unityfy platform. Today, just before our guest comes on, I'm actually going to talk about what Unityfy is, because a lot of questions have been coming in saying that, could you just explain a bit about Unityfy? So, Unityfy is a platform, in simple words, is to empower and inspire. But having said that, it's so simply said, but it's a lot of work involved in that. We would like to motivate, and the way we do is we actually invite guests and they talk about their personal journey. Personal journey meaning it could be anything. And so if you go onto my Instagram, there are a few stories we have put up there of guests and who have been through domestic violence is one of the common ones that's, and it's become quite elaborate with the sisters that actually come on there. But each sister has faced violence or abuse, neglect in very different ways and different formats, in sense like most of the girls have been treated badly with their partners, but not necessarily from the in-laws. Some have been treated with the in-laws, not necessarily with the partners. Some have been abused by their children. So it's a variety of personal journeys, and that we bring on board, so we can not just empower, but we can actually engage with everyone and every man actually and sisters in the world who can relate to their stories and connect with them. We've had sisters coming on talking about their illnesses, and one of them was the sister who survived cancer. We've had sisters coming on there who are disabled, and they're actually finding it so difficult to perform and become the norm society that we have, to participate with each other and give them the platform for them. We don't make it easy for those people either. And she was talking about how hard it is for her as a disabled person to be in on TV and in the media. So we've got sisters like that. We've got sisters that have come on there who've decided to have their own charity and run their own workshops um, related to what they've been through. So, like I said, domestic violence is one of the main things, and we've got sisters coming on, and they've opened their organisations. We've had young entrepreneurs on there, how they've actually decided to open their own little businesses. We've had stand-up comedians on there, and they talk about their life. We've actually had police officers on there, and they've actually spoken about their journey in the Met and out of Met and in the community. We've had various stories. We've had sisters that have come on there who have established a huge amount of success in their business, and how they managed to do that. One of the sisters I really like that came on there, and I like mentioning about her, her name's Haifa. Haifa is actually a food scientist, and she came to this country, studied again, and she goes, I've had a very good life. She had a very good life. She has a very good partner, and they were absolutely brilliant, basically, both of them together. Real good, strong couple they are. And she goes, I could never have done it without him. And I kept questioning her. I go, but so what have you been through? Like, I want to know what anything that she's been through that we could relate to. And she goes, no, really, to be honest, I can't. The only thing I could say was that I was not discriminated, but I did feel a sense of racism in certain parts of my work. But she goes, that was not, like a very deep or heavy amount where I can turn around and say that was really bad. She was one of the girls that I really liked and admired because of work that she does. Like I said, she's a food scientist. She actually designs and makes chocolates, antique and really gorgeous chocolates, and she actually makes them from scratch. So she does not have no additives, nothing. Flavors are from natural products. And like I said, she's a scientist, so she actually messes around with food in the sense it's cocoa butter, and she actually uses ingredients that are from Mother Nature Earth, and she puts them together. And you'll never find anything in her sweets that will give an allergy or any kind, because it's all natural. So there you go. This is a wide range of people that we call on, and we're still doing that. We've got many, many guests that come on, many, many people, and Unityfy is all about inspiring, motivating, and empowering one another. And the guest that's going to be coming on today, Bunmi and KB Solicitor, well, I hope she does come on, because I don't know if she will be able to come on today. I just got a text them. She's still in a meeting. Well, if she does come on, that'd be brilliant. But today she actually called in today and said to me, "Ask her, I've got something to tell you." I said, "What?" She goes, "Someone called her up today and said, 'Oh my God, I love listening to you on Blessed Radio on Unityfy platform, and we would like to put a case with you.'" So there you go. That's some of the things and some of the enlightenments of being on Blessed Radio, and the pleasure of having Unityfy platform for our sisters. Now, I'm just wondering if Leon is Blessed there.
Is he there?
Yeah,
Is he
there? He's supposed to,
I think he's there.
joining in.
Shall I go and get him?
Yep, he needs to join in today, because we're going to have a discussion today. We're not going to be actually okay. Today we're going to be having sisters coming from America, 8 to 10 after my show, 10 to 11. She's got a fantastic brother coming on, and he is a rapper.
Or does he work for the parcel company?
She told me he's a rapper. I have no idea.
He's a rapper, yeah? He's a rapper.
He's called That Big Fool 6. That Big Fool 6.
Yeah, but wasn't he on last week?
No, that was someone else. That was Cooley.
That was the brother last. So the brother last week was not Davito.
Hold on a minute. No, that was That was Mr. Cooley.
Okay. Well, because I got his name up for this week. I got his name up for last week.
That Cooley was for last week. This week is Dabigo.
Okay.
Right, our guest has just joined us. And from KB and Co Soliciting, Bunmi. Hi, Bunmi. Welcome to Blessed Radio 1. And
hi, everyone.
On Unityfy platform. I am so happy that you come on. I know you had a meeting. She just left a meeting, Bless, to come on.
Yes, I've just left. Yeah.
Oh man, she's so busy, this girl. Honestly, thank you for coming on.
How are you, Bless? Hello.
Bless. Hold on, I think.
Hi. How you doing?
Hi.
As we say.
Hi, everyone. How are you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing the man thing, innit? We're doing some man thing today. We're doing a man thing, you know? We're all right. You know what I mean? We're just doing what we got to do. You know what I mean? How you been?
I've been okay. I mean, busy. Everything is on Zoom, so I've just literally finished one this minute. But
okay, you're getting busy now, innit?
I'm enjoying it.
You're getting busy now, innit?
Yes.
Do you see, I told you when you
Getting
come
out of lockdown now.
Yeah, well, now you come up on here, you're going to get very busy. And I got another job for you as well. I got a job for you as well.
Oh, okay.
Right.
You told me that, though, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know, but you know what happened? I never had your card because I wanted to put the card on the website. And
okay.
Right, so if you could... Yeah, just send us a picture of the card and I'll put it up on the website.
I'll send it again because I do remember sending it to you. Let me just send it again.
Yeah, you sent me the flyer, but the flyer had the card on it, but it was so small I couldn't get the writing up.
Oh, okay. I'll send you a bigger flyer.
Yeah,
I just sent it. Let's have a check.
Yeah, just the card will be fine. You know what I mean? So, what we're going to talk about today?
You tell me. A little bit about the common law you wanted me to talk about last time.
Nah, we're going to leave that to last. We're going to talk about the birds and the bees.
Okay. Okay.
All right. I got. Here's a scenario.
Break into.
Here's a scenario. there's a guy that's living with his wife, yeah, and she
Okay.
is so nagging. All she wants to do
What's going on?
is go out with her fancy nails and her hair done and her false eyelashes, and she wants
Oh,
to go out all
God.
the time with her friends. Yeah, he's at home with the children.
God bless.
Yeah, he's at home with the children, and he comes home from work, and he does all the cooking. He does the cleaning. She might help him with the shopping, but he does all the work. Yeah, and he brought up the children when she was going out to work. Right?
Right.
Now he's
right.
had enough. He wants her out. What's the right procedure? Because she is in the house with him. He knows that she's cheating. And because he's got the children there, he's stuck, innit? So what does he do? What can he do?
I mean, if you're in a relationship that someone is cheating, for me, it's not very healthy, is it? Obviously, I don't want anybody to say the solicitor said we should separate.
Okay.
It's probably better for the children, don't you think? I think it's better for the children to stay with dad sometimes and sometimes to stay with mom. And everybody live happily, honestly. Rather than cheating, I mean, what's the point of us living together if we are not going to respect ourselves? We don't want to disrespect ourselves now.
Yeah, but the daughter is growing up like the mother, trying to wear short clothes and long nails and get her hair done. She's looking at the
How old
mother.
is she?
15.
Oh.
And she's looking at the mother as a role model, which is not a very good role model.
No, it's not, honestly.
Right, so there's no way he wants her to be educating his daughter if her daughter's going to dress like the mother and be like the mother. You know?
Well, the way I say this, she's 15 now. And, the truth is, I don't think Dad would want to do a lot of talking to her about clothes or about dressing, because the age where she is now, she's a teenager at the end of the day, and they don't want to hear this from Dad. Believe me, except if we have a grandma that can talk to the daughter. And because at that age, she's aware that mom and dad are not in a very good place. And children that age, what they do is they go ask mom for permission. If mom says, yes, you can wear that, and dad is coming in and dad is saying, no, you can't, it's going to be a problem in the household.
Okay.
So for
carry
me,
on.
that's why I'm looking at a role model like a grandma that can intervene with this sort of thing in their home. I mean, unfortunately, if there's no grandma, then maybe we have elderly aunties.
Yeah, there might be some.
That can talk to the 15-year-old.
Yeah, there is aunties involved and stuff like that. So I'm sure that there's another member of the family that is there. But how come it's easier when it's the other way around? When the woman wants to get rid of the husband, it's easier, isn't it?
I mean, you see, and this is what people believe, I must say. They think it's easier, but it's not.
Yeah, I was going to say to you.
You see, it's not at all. For me, if a man is there and both of you are working and both of you are emotionally involved in the life of the children, then it's equal. What normally happens a lot of the time, why people think it's easier for women, is because women get involved with the children emotionally. They are there. They're always there for the kids. And dad is probably out working or, busy out there doing something and does not spend a lot of time at home. And if they grow up with mom, and then something happens and we have to go to court, and mom is writing in a C100, for instance, saying, oh, dad is not home most of the time, I'm always home with the children. And you know, at this stage, Kafkas is going to get involved. They're going to interview the children if they are, more over 10. They interview the children, and children says, oh, I prefer to live with mom than to live with dad. Kafkas will ask why. They will explain to Kafkas officer why they think they should live with mom and not dad. And then court takes all these things into consideration and say, okay, the man has to leave the house. The woman stays there with the children, because what I always, the way I explain to my clients is, you know what, we know the children are going to live in the house. The question is, who is going to live with the children? Is it mom or is it dad? So that's why people think courts are not partial at all. They are not. If you are there at home with the children, you are involved in their life, you take them to school as a man, you have the chance of living with them, and you are able to take care of them just as their mom does. Honestly, you have the chance. So I don't believe in it's always easier for one side than the other. It's just how sometimes it plans out, because dad works and most mothers are probably at home homeschooling the children or taking the children to school and doing things with them.
I think that's why, Bunmi, I think most of the time in this country especially, not countries abroad, girls cannot get their children, especially in places like Pakistan. Those countries, the men take the kids off the girls anyway, and they can go in courts day in, day out. They will not give them the child. In this country, I think we do get the upper hand compared to the man.
Yeah, and that's not fair. That's not fair. That's illegal.
What?
That women always get the upper hand in this country.
Well, I don't actually agree with that. It depends on. I think it depends on how the home is actually, how you run the home. Because if mom is out a lot working, and dad takes care of the children, and maybe he works part-time, I'm telling you, if they go to court, he has more chance of staying with the children, because he's so used to the children emotionally and financially that he has 50-50 chance of staying with the children, equal to their mom. So it's not, people say that all the time, that mom has a say, they can easily kick out their husband. It doesn't always work out like that, honest. Because I have a few men who are my clients and who have been able to stay with their kids at home.
Okay.
Right. So, because I'm saying now, when it's the other way around,
yeah.
And for example, I'm gonna give you a scenario,
Go on.
Say I'm in a relationship and I don't wanna leave. I ain't got no reason to go anyway, because I'm the man of the yard anyway. I don't care what she wants to say.
Hello?
Yeah.
I bless you, got cut up, darling.
I'm saying, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Right. I'm saying to her, when it's the other way around, this is for the man them out there who over control their women, who really got their women under their feet, and thinking like, we are the man of the yard. We don't have to do what we don't want to do. A woman can't tell us what to do, and we ain't going nowhere. There's nothing she can do about it. Or is there something she can do about it?
Well,
that's the question. Supposing I don't want to go nowhere. Supposing I refuse to go anywhere. What can she do about it?
Well, by the time she makes an application to court, for occupation order, it's called, let's assume this is your property place. Maybe you've bought it with the woman you live with, and you decide to do what you want. You don't want to know the children. You just want to do your own thing. And she doesn't feel comfortable with that. You coming home late, for instance. I mean, just coming home, going to bed or going to the kitchen, not even, you're not trying to bother with the children. She can go to court and she can make an application for what is called an occupation order.
Nah, she can't take me to court. She can't. I won't allow
She
that.
can, yes.
No, she thinks she can, but I ain't allowing that. Remember this, you know, I'm thinking like a man, yeah?
I'm
not allowing it.
How would you stop her from going to court then, Bless?
I'll threaten her.
Hello?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would,
say that again.
I would threaten her.
God.
Stop it.
Why not? I'm the man, innit? I'm the man.
God.
Hey, listen, that's what
I know he's
that's-
too bloody soft.
that's what
You just
some
say
men
that.
do. We threaten them. When we don't want to
No,
go,
you don't.
we threaten them and we say, you go and phone the police on me. When I see you on street, I'm going to do you something.
We'll deal with it.
Yeah, so we have a tendency of carrying out threats. So I don't care what she wants to say. I ain't going nowhere. And if she phones the police on me, I'm going to deal with her.
So if the court order you to leave the property, what would you do?
Me,
Yes.
I'm not going. I ain't going. I'm not going. I'm not going nowhere. I don't care what she wants. She can call the police. She can call her whoever. I ain't going nowhere.
And that is exactly what will happen. She will call the police.
Yeah, but I live here. I live in the house. So the police can't tell me I ain't got a right to be here. I live here too.
Well, if she claims you bully her or you harass her, then that would be the different story, isn't it?
Yeah,
That
but
would
I'm not really harassing her. I don't really harassing her. I just got my other things out there. I got my other things on the road.
Yes.
So I'm not harassing her. She cooks, she cleans, she washes, she does all the things that a woman's supposed to do. That's it. I can go out and live my life out there. When I come back, she's at home in the house. Where she belongs.
Oh God.
Yeah. So what?
You're from the age of our great grandfathers.
No,
Right.
Boomy, he's doing this on purpose. I know what he's
I
like.
know that.
Yeah,
He's
but that's
the
how it
man
is.
that
She's
speaks
supposed to
for
be in
women
the
more than
kitchen.
Anybody.
She's supposed to be in the kitchen, cooking the food, looking after the children, keeping the house clean, making the shopping. When I come
I know
in
why he's saying that.
with my friends,
That reminds me of my great grandfather.
yeah, well, I am old. I'm thousands of years old, so that will understand. I've been here for thousands of times. So I'm telling you,
Thousands.
old school,
Great grandfather.
man, them, we ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere, and there's nothing she can do about it. That's what I'm thinking. Simple.
I don't think so. Legally, I think Boomy's just telling you have to go.
No,
You
I don't
have to go, darling.
No, I'm not going nowhere.
We get the police on your case. That's what we do.
No, you won't. 'Cause I'll come back. I'm coming back. You call the police as soon as they put me at the door and they've gone down the road. I'm coming back because I got my keys.
You're back.
Yeah, I got the keys, innit?
No, we're gonna change the key.
No,
We change the lock to the house.
you can't lock me out. I got my clothes in here. I got nowhere else to go, and there's no way you're gonna. Nah, man, that ain't happening. I'll do something to you. I'll beat you up or something like that. That's what the man them is gonna be thinking. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Piece of voodoo. Hmm?
Yeah, I'll give you a spanking. I'll get a piece of stick from a tree. Give you some beating like a whole horse.
It's just a joke of the year. Okay.
No name. It's Unityfy.
Right.
Yeah. So what can she do about it? Then?
Yes, dear.
I know he's pulling our legs, but let's be
I
honest.
know, yeah.
Hey,
Ask
no.
about the will, because I had some
You
people
see,
calling in about the
you
will,
see,
Boomie.
man, them. You see, when I'm
Okay.
reading, I'm not pulling
And
your leg.
They were asking, the questions that they were asking were, when we are doing wills and we are gifting certain things with a time period, 2 periods, either we give a will and they get it within a time period of 15 years, then they are entitled to that will, and they can take the assets as a gift. Now, that's one way. Second way was, if that is the case, can the person who's actually giving the will out change their mind after the 10 years of period that they are allowed to take the assets?
So this 10, 15 years you're talking about, what is that?
Okay, this father, he put his assets onto his son's name. He said, after 15 years, 10 years, whether I die or not, anything, you can have it all, yeah?
Oh, okay, that's a condition in his will.
Yes. So what happened? He outlived the time. So now he's outlived the time. His son has become very abusive and very vindictive, and he's been bullying his father to the point that he's saying that, this is mine now, so you have to listen to me, and I don't want you around that much. I want you to leave, blah, blah, blah. So his father said, listen, I can still go back and change this. But that's what he's telling his father. The father said, oh, I'm going to go and change it. So his son's saying, no, you can't change it now because it's been given to me. So the father is quite stressed out, thinking, there's no way out of it. So I'm asking you, can he still go and change his will?
Okay, I'll give you an example. Let's say this is Christmas time, and I decided to buy my daughter a Christmas present. And I bought my daughter, say, a Benz, a BMW, whatever, for Christmas present.
Yeah.
And I gave it to her at Christmas Day, Boxing Day, whenever I gave it to her, or even a birthday present.
Yeah.
Would I be able to take it back next year? No, because it's a gift. I've given it to her. You can't take a gift back.
Right, that's it.
I might try. If she wants to give it back to me, she can. But if she goes to court, or I go to court, I can't get it back in court. No. Because it's a gift.
So basically now, okay, there's no loophole, which means the son's entitled to it now.
Well, the son is entitled. Well, if it's in a will, usually a will, it's only take effect after death, after you die. So even if you've given it to your son 20 years ago, and as long as you live, you're still alive.
Yeah, he's alive.
You want to change your will.
He's alive.
No, nobody can stop you from changing your will.
Okay, cool.
The only problem I think there might be is if they actually change the name with the land registry. If the name is changed at the land registry from my name to my daughter's name, from his name to his son's name, and the son said, I'm not signing it, because the son has to sign to give that house up with the land registry.
Okay.
So if the son says, if they've registered it, the father has put on his name at the land registry, and the father says, okay, I want my house back. Can you sign this to transfer it back to me? And if the man says, no, I'm not going to sign it, then he can't get it back. Unless the child is willing to sign, then he can surely get it back. Unfortunately, it's gone forever if you've changed the name at the land registry.
Okay.
Or if not, if you just put it in your will, that after my death, I will this house to my son, or I gift it as a gift to my son, then the father can change his will. There's nothing stopping him from changing.
I think that's what's happened. You've just actually hit the hammer on the nail. Where I think he has done something with the land registry, and that's why the sister could not understand why her father has no control over the actual will. I think that's what the problem is.
Yeah, she needs to ask dad what dad has done, because if it's changed, then there's nothing they can do.
Okay.
Very
unless the son is ready to sign.
No, he's not.
Sign the property back to the dad.
He's not. He's very angry. He's not. He's not, because what the father did wrong was actually give most or 3/4 of his assets to the son, and he barely left anything for the daughter. So the daughter's turned around and said, "Dad, I don't want it. You can keep it, because I've made more than that in my life. I don't want your assets yet." But so So her father's feeling so guilty. So that's why I think he decided to go back and do half off. You see, but she's actually so she's refused it. You see, she goes, even if you do half off or you give me the whole assets, I don't want it, father, because when you made that will, you knew what you were doing, so you discriminated me anyway.
Yeah.
So she's just trying to help him to get what's his really, so he can live a comfortable life. But now he's not even living a comfortable life because the boy's taken over.
Oh, if it's changed, then
sad scenario.
Okay, I got a scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is true though. This is true.
No, this is true. No, but listen, I'm still gonna go back to that other thing later on, yeah, because I'm gonna leave it to you for now. But I'm going back to it.
Still going to go back to
I'm
that.
going back to
Okay.
it. I'm going back to it because some of these man them need to know what's gonna happen to them.
Me.
Right. Here's a scenario. This is not even a scenario. It's the reality. Yeah.
Okay.
When somebody passes away, people are always arguing about the house, no majority of the time. Now, the question is this. When they sell the house, I don't know if this is true. I think it's just come out the other day. It's a law. If they sell the house and, for example, say the father dies and there's two boy and a girl there.
Okay.
Now, they want to sell the house, but the house is not in their name. They have to now transfer the house into their name. If they transfer the house into their name after the person's decease, the government takes a lot of money out of that. Is that true?
Well, it depends on how much the property is worth. Now, the way this is when somebody dies, he leaves behind what is called an estate. Now, the estate now depends on what's in that estate. So, for instance, if the guy left behind 2 houses, 1 car, £10,000 in an account somewhere, and everything is about 500,000 that the person is left behind, the first 325,000 of that would not be taxed at all. While the balance, which will be 175,000, will be taxed at 40%.
40%.
40%, and that is a lot, and which is obviously why we try to encourage people to do their will, to make sure your will is done, because when you sit in front of a solicitor, they will advise you.
Yeah, but if there's if there's a will, but yet the house is still not in the children's name. Yes,
you will be taxed 40%, but it's only anything after 325,000 that will be taxed. The first 325,000. So if I die and I leave an estate of a house which is worth about 300,000, that will not be taxed.
Okay.
That will not be taxed. But if it's over 325, for instance, if I left behind a house that is worth 700,000, the first 325 will not be taxed. So the balance of whatever the balance is will be taxed at 40%.
See, so that means that affects mainly rich people then?
Yes.
Oh.
Very rich people.
So you rich people out there listening,
you rich people, bless.
Yes, you rich people out there in your big mansion, when you die, the government is taking half of that money for themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yes. Yeah. So you might as well just sell the house now and give us some of that money. Yeah, give us some of that money so we can do what we need to do. You know what I mean?
Okay, you're telling me that.
Yeah.
Yes.
They might as well just put the house in, because they don't know who they're gonna leave the house to. So you can't put it in this girl's name, because you and her might fall out later on. You understand? So if you say, well, I leave my estate to my children, but you haven't put any house or property in their name, they can still lose.
You still have to pay. You still have to pay it's called inheritance tax. Has to be paid.
Even if you have a will.
Even if you have a will, yes.
Right. So there's going to be some broadcast rich people out there after this show.
But when you are off the air, Bless,
Yeah.
I'll tell you how you don't have to pay.
Oh, and if you listen in and you do, that's good. That's good. So people,
When we are off the air, I'll tell you that.
And if anybody else wants to know how you don't have to pay, I will give you her number, and you can make an appointment with her at her office, and she can tell you how you don't have to pay. So a lot of rich people will be phoning you, hopefully. You know what I mean? So yeah,
there's always a way where there's always a will where there's a way. So no problems.
Okay then. All right then.
There's always a way. Always a way.
Okay, Unity, your turn.
Yeah. Yes, I was going to ask, what other wheels are they? Bunmi?
We have the two that we normally use in the United Kingdom is what is called a couple's will.
Right.
So that is, I'm married, I'm Mrs. A, and there's Mr. A somewhere. So if both of us decide to do a will, all we need to do is to say, if I die, he inherits all I had. And if he dies, vice versa. But the last person standing would then need to do another will. Obviously, to be able to distribute whatever is left in that estate. And then we have the individual wills. Those are the two main wills that are being used in the UK.
In the UK?
Yes.
Yeah, because abroad it's different. Obviously, we're just talking about UK, that these two kind of wills are in place.
Yeah.
Quite interesting, that wasn't it, Bless?
I know all about this because I learned from the last show.
Yes.
Yeah, we just
because you were very attentive.
Yes, I listened in the last show, and I could tell you something. I'll tell you what I did. Yeah, I listened into the last show, and it was so interesting. Yeah, I actually took up a case for myself, and I analysed the whole thing, and I went to these people, and I said to them, I told them the law, and I told them that they need to hand over the property to this girl, because she has a legal right to this property. And if you don't hand over the property, I will take you to court, and you will end up paying all my solicitor's fee.
If you win, that is.
When I win.
Because if you lose,
no, there's no losing. I told them that we can't lose. There is no way we can lose, because you signed an agreement with these people, and you have broken the agreement.
Yeah, Bless, you got cut off there. You got cut off.
Right. I'm saying there's no way. You can hear me now, yeah?
Yes.
Right. What I said to them, there's no way that this person can lose, because you have signed a contract with them, and you are in an agreement with that contract to fulfill that contract. And if you break that contract, I can take you to court, and you will have to pay my solicitor's fee, because you have broken the contract, and this is why we're taking you to court. So I cannot lose. And do you know, they called me back the next day and made amends. Thanks to you. All because of you.
That's you getting yourself ready to be a solicitor.
No, I've been in and out of court so many times. I've trained some solicitors in my time. I've trained some guys to be barristers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I trained them.
Okay.
I don't know the law though. I don't know the law. I just know tactics, but I don't know the law.
Okay.
You know.
Right, Alabin, before I say anything, I want you to actually tell me what happened to you today when you were actually defending one of your clients.
Today, Bless,
yeah, go on.
I had a phone call. I'm actually representing these people with a landlord matter. So I sent a letter out about a few days ago, about 3 or 4 days ago, on behalf of my clients. And the other side called me today. And the gentleman said to me, "Oh, I heard you. I listened to the program you were on." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yes. And you know, I found it very interesting. And he mentioned you, and he mentioned Z. Said, oh, I said, really? I was so excited. As if it was something more than this program. You remember the one I came on about 3 weeks ago? Was it 3 or 4 weeks ago?
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Was,
and that's the beauty.
I was really excited about it.
Thank you.
Thank
you. I'm happy as well that they're actually reaching out from the Blessed Radio, and our platform, my platform, is also actually going out there.
So people are actually listening. It might feel like people are not, but they are.
Yeah, I learned a lot from that show, and I went out and executed my rights as a solicitor. Yeah, I became a barrister overnight. Yeah, and I felt so good. I said, like, you know what? There's no way they're gonna win this case. No way. And I made everybody know that they're not gonna win the case. And
no, not with you defending it.
Yeah, and it was good. I could have took them to court.
Okay.
Right, Anna. Now let's talking about courts. Yeah, we're still talking about courts. Can a person
give the number out?
Okay, what your number?
No, not my number.
All right. If anybody wants to ask any questions, especially if you're being arrested, yeah. Yeah, and if you could,
like you stress that.
Yeah. Especially if you're being arrested, yeah, because when you get arrested, you do not know your rights, and because you don't know the law, you can end up going to court and be found guilty, unnecessarily, because you do not know your rights and you do not know the law. You know, so what they say to you when they arrest you, or when you go to court, or when they arrest you, the first thing they say to you is, anything you say will be taken down and used against you. That little word there, people need to realize that that's the first thing the police them say when they're going to arrest you. They say anything, even if you say the truth.
They read you your rights.
Yeah. Your rights. They're reading you your rights, and they say anything you say, even if it's the truth, shall be used against you, not for you, against you. So automatically they're saying to you, when you speak to me as a policeman, anything you say, you're a liar. Because I'm going to use it against you, even if it's the truth. Yeah. So when people get arrested and they think, but I told the truth, and they still get found guilty because they said to you in the beginning that they're going to use everything you say against you. Right? So they need to know their rights. So if you don't know your rights, and if you don't know what the police are there for, and that they're actually there for you and they're supposed to serve you, and if you do not know your rights, you can actually put yourself in a situation and get stuck.
Yes.
Because you don't know your legal rights. True. Yeah, and then what happened? You go to the police station, and then you get, the first thing they do when they go to a police station, they get a duty solicitor. You don't want a duty solicitor, because a duty solicitor works for the police. That's my opinion. Yeah. From my own experience, my personal experience, every duty solicitor that I had was no good. And who called the duty solicitor? The police called him. So, know your rights. So, the number to get you through before you get locked up is 079 444 31366. 079 444 31366. And if your man is beating you, right, you need to call in as well, because you also have rights. You can get him out the house without lifting a finger, right? So do call in. And if you can't get him out the house, then you have to phone Unityfy, and she will come and get him out the house for you.
Right. The sister on today is Bunmi Outyemi. She's from the Caribbean Coast Solicitors. And so her website is www.bellasolicitors.com. And if you want to email her, I think it's bunmi.outyemi@bellasolicitors.com.
Wow. You best spell that.
Okay, it's BUNMI dot OTUYEMI at Bella BELLA solicitors.com. The website is www.bellasolicitors.com. Wow, Bunmi.
Yes.
Right, let's talk about the common law.
Oh, okay.
Now, I don't know if you've seen this video trending on Instagram and YouTube and Twitter, not on Twitter, but on Facebook. There's this gentleman during lockdown.
Yes.
He said there are two laws, and there's a common law and there's another law which basically the police are here to serve the public, and if they come on knocking on your door and they have a legal document stamped by the court to ask you to, during COVID, he did this during COVID, okay, and he goes to stop you from opening your shops or doing any kind of work or business. If the documentation is stamped by the barrister, I think it's in the courts, then it's illegal. Yeah. If they're issuing you a letter without anything of that kind, and they're just giving you a paper that you need to stop because we're saying this, he goes, that is not legally a bind for you to follow. Now, there's been a very uproar with this IG, but he's become very famous during COVID-19 because he made sure he opened his shop. He kept it open, by the way, and he throughout the whole COVID-19. And on top of that, he actually went out, got his solicitors, and their solicitors are writing to the police officers that came in and broke into his front door and went inside and handcuffed him, took him away, and they released him. And he goes, I'm actually going to be suing those people. Now, could you sort of explain what's happened over there?
Well, I haven't seen those videos, but common law, I think what they are trying to explain is common law. If I define common law, I'll define it as laws that were formulated in courts, and we've been following it since then. Basically, it's just like every day, something that happens every day, and the courts, it started off in the courts. So these are the old laws. And then we have the parliamentarian laws, which obviously are acts of parliament. So I think what they are trying, a lot of people, they keep on talking about common law, common law. Yes, common law, we have the common laws, which we used to obey and do things in the olden days. But now the times have changed. However, they're still there. They've not gone anywhere. And that's why because people prefer the common law, because there's no act to it. Compare it with, we have criminal law guided by the parliamentarian laws, and all those ones, they are a bit different from that. So people will tell you, as a result of that, because common law is also meant to back the citizen up, because they say to us, police are there to serve us, which is true. Public servants are there to serve us. That's very true too. However, there are certain laws, like the one you just mentioned. If you are not supposed to do something, and you go on and do it, and the law says you should not, and the common law says otherwise,
yes,
then people would want to obviously stand on the common law. And because we have the parliamentarian law, which is an authority, for instance, during COVID, like you said, Matt Hancock actually signed all the coronavirus law under the Act of Parliament, which is the law that has been used. It's just about 36 years old. That's the law that is being used. And people will say to you, no, we are not going to, because the common law says I have a right to open my shops.
Yes.
Even during coronavirus.
Yeah, and do the duties.
And they tell you they're going to issue you with a ticket. But you say I don't want it. I'm standing on common law.
Yeah, because it gives you the right, human rights. Yeah.
they can still go ahead and issue these tickets.
Mm.
And if you don't want to pay the ticket,
Mm.
you then need to challenge it, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's what the guy
I'm
did.
not sure that if you challenge it, that you'll be successful, unfortunately. If you are successful, fine. But if you are not, you have to pay the legal bills at the other side. Plus, you still have to pay your penalty charge.
Mm.
So that's what the issue is. So I'm not saying there's no common law, because there are, but we need to be careful how we interpret this.
I think his fight was that, for the common law, is that we have the right, human rights, to go out and earn money, to go out and do the freedom of speech, to go out and have our own rights and not taking them away. And that's why he was saying what he was saying to those people, that, we have rights for this. We have a right to make an earning and feed our families.
Yes. But what I'm saying to you, that the Act of Parliament supersedes those laws, as far as I'm concerned, because they can still issue you with a penalty charge notice.
Yeah, they did that,
Except because the penalty charge notice, I think some of them are up to £1,000. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, people that comes to me, I tell them you need to be careful. I'm not saying don't exercise your rights, because it's your right. But be careful. Because you don't want to end up paying a lot of money, over 10K. It's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. He was quite adamant. He's gone quite famous, and I think a lot of people started following, and so they actually took off his videos, and he's taken, I think they stopped his IG and blocked it as well. Because I think a lot of people agreed with what he was doing.
Of course, because we don't, especially during the coronavirus. Unfortunately, we it's our right. Especially with people like the hairdressers, the person running the small coffee shop by the station. Yeah. Everybody wants to go to work and make money for their families, which I do appreciate. But my thing is, be careful.
Right. So what else are you going to tell us about common law that we should know about?
You see, this common law became very popular during coronavirus.
It did, yeah.
So it seems to me that it is just the law that has to do with coronavirus, face covering, the quarantine law. There's so many laws since the coronavirus. The self-isolation law, all sorts of things. And for me, I'm a solicitor, and I like to abide by.
Yes.
And this is what I will tell my people to do. If you are my clients, or the people that listen to me or follow me, I will just, because it's not even worth it, except we are very rich. And it won't make a dent in your pockets if you go head to head with the government.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would you want to do it? I mean, it's good to be able to prove that you are right in a way, but it ends up costing a lot of money.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of frustration as well during COVID-19, because people are losing their jobs, their businesses. I think that was a part of it.
Oh, yes.
And that's why they were trying to find out loopholes and, how they can go about still keeping their business up and running.
I mean, I go to Victoria a lot, and there is a particular lady where I buy my coffee from. And, I got talking to her a few days ago. She called me. And things have not been easy.
Yeah.
And obviously, I know as well, because during lockdown, we had to lock our office as well. It affected us. It's just that we can work from home. She can't, because who is she going to be selling coffee to her home?
Yeah.
So it's really quite difficult, very difficult for some people, and I appreciate that. But unfortunately, that's. Hopefully, we are coming out of lockdown now, and people like me, I'm really looking forward to it. Coming out of lockdown, things will go back to to normal.
They're saying 6 people can meet each other now outside.
Yeah, I think now, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. 6 people, I think they can meet outside.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many can meet indoor. I think it's the same. You can meet indoor.
Well, the law changes every day.
Exactly. You know, he doesn't know.
We need to keep on checking.
Well, then I know for a fact that you cannot fly out the country now, because if you do, you have to have valid, good reason. Yes. Otherwise, you're going to be fined. I think it's £5,000.
That's correct. Yes.
So I don't think anybody want to fly out though. Not
no.
Holiday.
I don't think anybody should have to pay the penalty, honestly. And even if you have that money to pay the 5,000 penalty, give it to some homeless person or people who are struggling.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because why do you want to give any money to the government? I don't understand that.
Exactly.
So
because people are booked their holidays, isn't it? That's why.
Yeah.
You know that, don't you? People are booked there.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Any other new laws have come in right now, Bunmi, that we should know about?
Well, for now, it's just everybody's just concentrating on the coronavirus law, even the government and everybody.
Oh.
But really, none that I can, apart from the coronavirus new laws.
That's it, yeah?
Yeah. I think that's what we need to look out for until we finally come out of lockdown. And then, I mean, we know things like we don't know what's going on with the... have you had your vaccine?
No, not yet.
Are you planning to?
I don't know. The people are so skeptical about this. Yeah. As you know, AstraZeneca was the one that was being given to everyone here, and you've got no choice. Pfizer's the second one, but you don't know when you're going into the actual the place to go and get your injection. They don't tell you. They don't have a choice. They give it to you. And now they're saying that AstraZeneca is not right, and then all the Europe have shut it down.
No, but they've confirmed that it's okay.
That's what they're saying here. Straight after they said no to it.
In Europe, that's what they say in Europe, not here.
Is it?
Yeah. I thought I think I
don't know if you saw on TV. Lenny Henry was out today saying, please, he's asking all the communities to take the COVID-19 injection. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, Lenny Henry's pleasing to everyone that come on, you need to take the injection, and stop.
I had mine about 3-4 weeks ago, actually.
How are you feeling?
I'm fine.
And is it AstraZeneca?
Yes.
So far, everywhere I know have had the AZ, and only a handful have had the Pfizer one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fine. Obviously, people react to things differently.
Yes.
Because I've known people who actually, after the injection, they had a bit of temperature, swollen arm, and so people react. I had no reaction at all. Yeah,
my friends had the same reaction. Some of them had temperature. One had a very sore arm for a few days, but that's what it's like. That's like a common reaction when you have any other injection.
I mean, I had 2 paracetamol before I left home that day. And I mean, I didn't have any reaction at all. Nothing. I think the way things are going, Bunmi, legally, you somehow have to have an injection, otherwise you won't be able to travel. Well, the look of things, yes.
Yes.
Even though they're not saying it, the UK are saying there's not going to be passports, there's not going to be this, there's not going to be that. But obviously, I know in some government buildings or even official building where there are offices, they could ask you before you go into that building.
Yeah, they are going to ask you.
So I mean,
you're stuck. Basically, you are stuck.
Yeah.
People. That's the reason why people are going out there having their injections, because they're thinking, we won't be able to travel.
Yeah, exactly. You won't be able to travel. You probably won't be able to do a number of things. Probably going into pubs. For those people who like to go into pubs, I don't do pubs, but for people who like to go in there, they probably would ask for your card or to show them. I don't know.
Yes, you see, this is what I'm trying to understand here with this. they're having a card for the pub. Now, in the pub, there's only so much social distancing you can do.
Of course, especially by the time you had a few to drink.
That's it.
By the time you have a few to drink, I mean...
Yeah. I mean, if it's a small pub, so you're allowing only 4 people, 5, 6, 7, 10 people in?
I mean, they're meant to be running at a profit, not... at the end of the day, they are businesses. But we'll see.
They're still saying they have to have social distancing. How are you going to have social distancing and in a pub, which is most of them are very small, you know?
Yeah, a lot of them are, yes.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But they're willing to make a passport for them to go pub. Is it so important to go to the pub? Because, you know, you still be breathing the same air. You're still going to... I got this feeling, I could be wrong, but there's going to be a third wave, and again, it's going to be like lockdown again. And
yeah, well, probably towards winter again. I mean, I'm thinking maybe around October, November, we have to start to be careful again, because I think it will happen, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, you might be wrong.
But we need to still be aware of our environments. We still need to use the mask, practice social distancing and all that. Sanitizing your hand.
Right, Bunmi, you know, you mentioned about that solicitor that you were actually doing this case. Don't mention no names. And it was a property fight going on there.
Yeah.
Now, were they neighbours or were they...
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes,
I want you to talk about that. There's a lot of people... It's just amazing what they're using the law firms for.
Well, I mean, you see, obviously, I found out that that's about the only assets we have in this country. Your land, your building, that's the assets. All the other things I mean, they don't appreciate, they only depreciate your car, a lot of things. So people tend to protect their property, especially if they live on that property. And you don't want, even though I advise people not to, I mean, because you don't know who you would need at a later date, or who will need your help. So for me, I'll rather be, even not too friendly, but I would rather love to be on that level with my neighbors. Yeah, I can see them smile, you know, chat over the fence. So I don't like when there are problems within neighbors, between neighbors, and I try to mediate as much as possible when I have
sensible thing to do as well.
Yeah, because I said to both parties actually that listen, going to court for property disputes. They are not cheap. They are quite expensive. They are very emotionally draining, financially draining as well. So, why? I mean, I'm not saying don't go to court, but try and mediate the problems before you decide to go, because they're quite expensive.
Yes.
You decide, and if you lose that case, you might end up paying your legal fees, and the other side as well. So. For me, I mean, there are lots of ways we can try and resolve the matter before going to court. You only go to court when you cannot, there's no way on earth that you can resolve the matter. Then maybe, just maybe, you can go to court. Because especially in the cities, where the lands are just small anyway, it's not like it's a big farm or
a little fence.
You know, I mean, our properties, our land is just, you know, really small in cities like London, Liverpool, Manchester, you know, cities in the UK.
Yeah.
Compared to, you know, back home where you have a large, like a really big farm, or even outside UK where farmers are, they have, you know, their lands compared to ours in London. So, I mean, when people are in dispute, it could be as little as 2, 3 inches, 4 inches,
Yes.
that's small.
Yeah.
So you should be able to resolve that if you are neighbors, especially if you live there. Because sometimes neighbors, they watch your back as well.
Yes, they
so you don't want to be in dispute with them. I try to avoid it. And
Yeah, I would as well personally.
I try to encourage my clients to avoid it by all means.
No, I totally agree with you. I think with neighbours, it's a very, very delicate issue here because you're living with them, and then can you imagine coming in and out every day and you're hating on each other? No.
Exactly. Over 3, 4, 5 inches of land, 5 inches, 8 inches. I don't think it's worth the.
It's not worth it, my dear. It's not worth fighting with neighbours.
And there are quite a number of things we can do rather than say we're going to court.
Yeah. If you come to some mutual understanding.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
especially if I have to pass your land to do something on my land, you can always give me permission to do that. And that's just all we need sometimes.
Yeah. Now, keeping in mind that's a little dispute, I understand that, and you're right. Because it could be a little inch, a few inches, and then And I've seen neighbours when you're parking your car and it's the tires are slightly on their little pavement, and it's like a big uproar, But I'm not talking about that kind of dispute. I'm talking about like racist abuse and something that people are throwing things on your property. Yeah. And trying to break into your property, throwing garbage in your property, and making you.
I mean, I always say that has to be reported to the police.
Yeah, that's very intimidating.
That's a criminal act.
Yeah.
That has to be reported to the police as soon as,
Now, Bunmi, I know this is not your topic, but maybe you can give us a bit of enlightenment on this. Stop and search, right? Is something I'm going to bring someone on to talk about it. Hopefully a police officer. I'm trying to book him in. Youngsters need to know some of their rights. Some of them don't even know anything. Now,
especially our young people, isn't it?
Sorry?
I said especially our young people.
Yes.
Teenagers.
Yeah. So if they are stopped and searched, and like Blessings Against having a solicitor, that's from the police department itself, and what can you say to those children out there, youngsters, if they are stopped for nothing? Just stop for what they look like, basically. Probably they're not dressed appropriately and they've been targeted, right? What can these kids ask the police or say to the police officer, because they want to ask for your ID? Do they have to show their ID?
The thing is, if you are being stopped by the police, if I'm walking on my streets or anywhere and I'm being stopped, you have to have a reason. The police officer can't just come up to me. Why are you coming up to me? That's why our young people are sometimes very angry. And I do understand that very well. Because some police just come up to you and stop you. Now, something had to lead you to come and stop me. You can't just stop me. So, if, for instance, I'm walking on my street, let's assume I'm a 6-footer. I'm not a 6-footer. That's my wish. I'm a 6-footer, dark in complexion, very dark, with tattoo somewhere that can easily identify me. Okay, so I'm walking, and maybe there's just been a robbery. And the description given to the police is a 6-footer lady with a tattoo by her face, has just robbed somebody. And the police stop me. They have a right to stop me, isn't it? But if somebody said to a police, a 6-footer, and I'm like 5'4" or 5'5", why would you stop me?
Yeah.
The description is nothing like me.
Yeah.
So, so they have to have a reason. They can't just I know a lot of police officers will say, "Oh, no, we have a reason. We are just suspicious of you." No, you have to tell me why you are suspicious of me.
Yeah.
Before you stop me.
Yeah.
But that's what it should be. But on the flip side, I say to young people, let's just be respectful. At the end of the day, we know we are not at fault. So if they stop you, be respectful. Stop. Don't say anything to them. Don't answer any questions. I mean, tell them your name by all means.
Right.
And, by all means, tell them your name. But they have to tell you why.
Yeah, but this is the fine line here, because most of them are so aggressive when they're approaching these youngsters.
Yes.
They're saying, "Listen, I want your ID." The youngsters saying, "I'm not going to give you ID. If you don't give me your ID, then I'm going to arrest you." They can't do that.
If they don't have any reason to stop you, no, they can't.
Yeah.
They have to have a reason.
Mm.
That's what the law says. But obviously, you have to get somebody who practices in that field, like a criminal solicitor, who would be able to talk more and advise our teenagers more, because they need to be educated.
Yeah, they need to be educated. This is why I'm going to actually bring someone on, and for this, and to talk about this actual particular topic, and which is, like I said to you, it's very much needed, because the youngsters, the amount of people I see getting stopped on the roads, and I don't want to sound racist or anything like that, but really, it's one-sided the way I see it.
Yeah.
And I'm not happy with that, because then they stop them and they have them standing there for hours and hours and hours for no reason.
For no reason. And that's why some of the youth teenagers are really angry.
Yes.
And, because at the end of the day, what I say to the people that I talk with, or the youth that I mentor, especially, I say to them, when they stop you, don't be rude.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you don't want to end up with a criminal record, because that's not good.
Yeah.
So be respectful. Ask them respectfully why they've stopped you. Don't be aggressive. I know you are boiling inside of you, but control yourself.
Yeah.
And say respectfully, "Officer, why did you stop me?" If you think they don't have any reason to stop you, then just say to them, "Officer, why did you stop me?" Don't be aggressive. Don't do anything. Then they will not arrest you. They will talk to you. But they because if you are angry and they become they're looking for excuse, and they're running after you. When they catch up with you, they will not be happy. So that does not resolve anything. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Talk to them politely, and hopefully if you talk to them politely, they will talk to you back politely as well.
Hopefully.
So I have an officer that we can talk to, and then
brilliant.
Yeah. Or even a criminal law solicitor would be.
Yeah, I was looking for a criminal law solicitor to come on, because
Okay, I'll get one for us. Yeah,
that'd be really good.
Yeah, I'll get a criminal law.
Yeah, because he can actually guide us through this.
Yes, it'll be best.
Need to know
somebody quite knowledgeable, somebody in the practice area. Yeah,
because they need to come in and tell them exactly the wordings of what they can say to the police, because some youngsters have seen on the video now, when the police is stopping them, they're actually educating themselves, saying, "I'm sorry, I've done nothing. Am I being arrested?" They say no. They say, "Thank you very much, bye."
Yes, that's possible, and that's why I said just be polite. I try as not. The truth is, I would boil myself if they stopped me. So if you boil, I do understand. If you are angry, but just calm down and be in control. Be in control. And just say, "Officer, why are you stopping me? Am I being arrested for something?" If they say no, okay, I don't want to talk to you. I don't feel like talking to you today. You can just say that. Unless they tell you why they are stopping you.
Yeah. Yeah, unless
Don't
it's
be
a
aggressive. I repeat that all the time.
Yeah, true. Because that's what I want the youngsters to find out. And it'd be nice if you could bring one of your criminal lawyers on there.
Yes.
We really need
I'll
to.
get one of the people. Yeah, I'll get one of us to attend and be able to give our young people how
Yeah.
to deal with situations whereby when they are stopped and they shouldn't be stopped.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because there's a lot of things going on, not just the stopping, but also most of the kids I've noticed, even though I've not been out a lot, I've stayed in most of the time, is that they refuse to wear the mask as well. Now, by law, you have to wear the mask, isn't it?
You have to have you have to wear the mask, or you have a reason. If your doctor, you have to get a letter from either your GP or your consultant.
Yeah. If you got any underlying issue like asthma, yeah.
So, I mean, because you're not meant to go into any store or want to get something from McDonald's, they might decide not to serve you.
Yeah, I know. I saw a girl arguing on the road because she said, "I've got asthma. I don't need to put it on."
Yeah, well, but the thing is, you have to show them. You have to be able to prove that. It's not just by word of mouth. You have to be able to prove that.
That's right. Right, Bless. Where's my dear Bless?
I was going to say, has he disappeared on us?
I'm here. I'm just listening.
Bless is always there. There he is. See, there he is.
Yes, sir, I am there. I'm here. Right.
See, he live as a show up, doesn't he?
No. I'm just saying something because as I was a victim of police harassment when I was growing up. Yeah, so I know it still goes on today, and the youths them if I did know my rights then,
yes,
I wouldn't have been arrested so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it's very important.
That's why it's important that the youths them know.
Young ones to know their rights.
Very
important.
They need to know their rights, and
you do.
If you know your rights, you can walk away.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can actually end up walking away, but because you don't know your rights and you turn around and say you understand, once you say you understand, your rights are now being taken away.
Yeah.
So otherwise you comply, you know, and that's how it is, you know. There's a lot of things that.
I mean, it's also your right to ask questions. Why am I being stopped? I mean.
But they give you some stupid reason. They always come up with a stupid reason, like, "Oh, we stopped you because we saw you burgling a flat on the 10th floor, climbing up the walls, going for a." They could say anything they want to say, yeah. Even if it's a lie, yeah. Now you've got to prove that you're innocent, right there and then. Bearing in mind, anything that you do say, they're gonna use against you. So it's good that we can set up something that the young people out there can know their rights. You need to know your rights, even if you know a little bit about the law. At least know something.
You see, that's why I say in the first instance, all you give them is your name and nothing else.
Yeah, but you don't. Do you have a legal right to give them your name?
Well, if they cannot tell you why, because obviously you cannot just be walking on the street and somebody coming up to you and asking you what's your name. You cannot ask why you asking me my name for. What did I do? Did I do something wrong? You know, I mean, they need to tell you. I'm suspicious of you. Somebody has just been boggled, and the description fits your description.
I have a complaint. I think since this lockdown has happened, there has been so many laws being put into effect within the last 2 years, more than ever before. I think that anyway, yeah. But
that's right. In terms of coronavirus, yes.
Yeah.
We have all these laws, yes.
Yeah, but not everything they're saying is law. It's not like, for example, they're saying that you got to wear a mask, and if you don't wear the mask, and this and that, if you don't. All right, let's talk about the census form. You know, the form that you got to fill in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Are you legally? Is it legal for you? Do you have to fill it in
Yeah.
by law?
Yeah, you have to, I think.
Yes.
Is it law?
Yes.
Yes, they fine you otherwise.
Fine you for what?
Well,
Not filling
they
it
said
in.
they're fine, but I haven't. I don't know where people get that from, and that's what I would say. Because I know there's a WhatsApp that mentioned the fact that you'll be fined £1,000
If you don't fill out that form.
if you don't fill out that form. Yes.
But how can they fine you if it's not law, or is it law?
Well, it's a law. It's a law. You have to, because it censors.
It updates the whole thing, innit?
I don't get it. They send you a form telling you that you have to fill it in, even if you don't understand it.
But what don't you understand?
I don't understand it. I don't know why they need a form, why they need a census form in the first
I
place.
think the reason why we do census is to update the people that are living
Yes.
who have moved out, or you've got new people in there. So it's in a record. So if you have to backtrack and like ancestors, look, if we go around looking to our fathers and forefathers, it'll actually take you back to show. And the census that's what the census is used for, I think. Am I right with me?
Yes.
I don't see the point of it, though.
And it's all. I mean, it's a law that you have to complete that form. It has to be completed.
Oh, so it's written in law. It is actually written in law that you have to do it.
It's a legal binding, I think.
If no, where in the law does it say by law, section blah blah blah, you have to fill out this form?
It says it on the paper as well.
It's under it's one of the policies. It's actually in the policy that it has to be carried out every 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has to be completed.
So what if you can't complete it?
Yeah, you have to give it to your neighbor, your brother, your sister. It's actually in the Census Act of 1920. If you want to check it out, that's where you go to check it out, the Census Act of 1920. But if you can't, if you are not educated, then there will be someone around you that can support you to do that. I'm sure if you take it to the library would support you. Even though now we're in lockdown, no library is open, but you know.
So what are the sort of things that they want to know in this census form?
It's just basically people in your household. They I think. Hold on, I think I still have one here. It's just basically who are the people in your household, their name.
Yeah, who was living with you?
Who is living with you? They just need to know the number of people living in the country.
All right. Now you buy your house. It is your private property. They don't have no right to know who is in your house.
I know where you're going with this, yeah.
Yeah. What right do they have? Do I know who's in their house?
Well, they will complete their form as well, you know.
Yeah, but they got houses with 20 bedrooms, 15 bedrooms. Yeah. I don't know who's in there. You got the cook, you got the chef, you got everybody, doctors, maids, butlers, so much people in there. Yeah. Now, what right do they need to know? If I bought the house and it's my house, I bought this house. If I have my cousin living here in my house, yeah, they don't have no right to know that she's living here. It's got nothing to do with them. That's what I'm just saying. The majority of people.
It's you see, this information is basically how they are able to know the needs of the society, isn't it?
Their needs.
Maybe if they decide the police is going to be 1 to 3 people, they need the number of people to be able to come to the conclusion that we need 1,000 police officers, for instance, or we need more people to remove people's bin from street A or street B because 10,000 people live on that street and we need X number of people to walk on that street. So all those information, everything we do has to do with they have to use the census book most of the time, isn't it? That's why.
I don't know about that. I mean, like, they got cameras everywhere. Yeah. All over the place they got cameras. You have your council tax, you got your rent, you got your this, you got your that, you got your national insurance. They got all the information about you, yeah? Apart from who is living in your house.
Yeah.
Your house is your private property. If a man has a girl come from Nigeria and she's illegal and she's living in the house, it's his right.
But you don't need to put that person's name if you don't want to.
Yeah, but it's none of their business who my woman is. It's none of their and if you don't put the information there, that means you're lying. And that means you can be prosecuted for not telling them that your wife is living with you.
Yeah.
So
yes, you will.
So that's, to me, it's to me it feels like they're getting in your private space. Your life. Some people live a private life and a quiet life. They don't need people to be coming in, telling them who's living in your house, how many dogs you got, what's the name of your goldfish. All this got nothing to. You understand? So I'm just saying. I'm not saying people mustn't fill it in. Yeah, I'm not saying that. By all means, if you feel to fill it in, you fill it in. But it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything, whether you fill it in or not. And even if you say, well, I'm in a house and I'm in a 2-bedroom house and I've got 5 children with my husband. Are they going to help you? Now they know. Now they know your house is overcrowded. Are they going to help you? No. So it works 2 ways. If I'm going to give
everything is 2 ways, isn't it?
Yeah, it works 2 ways. So if I'm going to give you that information, because I know I need to get a 4-bedroom house for me and my children, and I'm going to fill out this form to let you understand that this house is overcrowded, you're not going to help me. Right? I'm not saying people must fill it in or mustn't fill it in. I'm just looking at all this information that they have. What are they actually doing for the community with this information?
I also know, right, this census, I could be wrong, Bunmi, but they actually use census to actually allocate you in certain housing, social housing as well. So when they know there's a higher percentage of certain community, they put you in that group, don't they, Bunmi?
Well,
all right.
Today?
I don't know about that.
I think when you're signing papers like this, and you're actually showing them which part of the area you're more dominated, and especially in social housing, and they look at that, and that's why most people now are not writing their ethnicity. They're just leaving it blank because they think they get discriminated. These are personal conversations I've had with people, and they think that they use that kind of data to allocate them in certain areas.
Yeah, and that's one thing I don't like about filling in forms. You give me a form to fill in, but then it goes nationality. What is it? It doesn't
Asian,
say. It doesn't say
British.
No. But here it doesn't say. It says British, Black, Caribbean, Indian, Black, mixed race, Black. But does it say white British?
Yeah, it says Irish only. I think it says something. I think that.
Yeah, but does it say white?
I can't remember.
I don't. Well, that's reason why I'm saying this, because the majority of the time I've seen these forms, it says British. Yeah. African, Caribbean, Caribbean English, but it doesn't say white. So, for example, I remember.
So it depends on the form you are completing.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your color is. If you want to know the statistics of who's living in my house, the state of my house, and how much people are here, and this, it doesn't matter where they come from. It doesn't matter their ethnic background. That's not important. To me, that's
you
just
don't
like
have to answer those questions, though. Bless.
Yeah. What?
You don't have to answer those questions.
Well, that means you don't have to. Well, that means you don't have to answer most of it. Then.
That part of the form is optional.
All right.
Or most forms, anyway. Most forms, yeah.
Well, I know somebody. A friend of mine years ago. He was filling out a form similar to that, and he's a black guy. And what he did when it came to the ethnic thing, he put white. He ticked the white box. And he got a lot out of just ticking that white box. But he wasn't white. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes to
most of the time you can leave that out, though.
Yeah, but he done that to get white privilege. And he did get white privilege just by ticking that box. I'm not saying people must do this. I'm just trying to show you years ago these things happen. But now when they look at these forms and they say, well, in this area, there are more black people in this area than white people. We need to do something about this. So they will make sure that they're building up flats and bringing a load of Polish people, a load of Hungarian people to mix up. Well, that's why to me, there's certain areas that were more dominantly black or dominantly Asian, and these were communities. They were actual communities living together in a certain place. Like you got in North London, they got a place called Stamford Hill, and in Stamford Hill, it's all Jewish people, white.
Yes.
Yeah, they got their own community, their own area. Yeah. In the lockdown, in this Jewish community, in the lockdown, they had a wedding with 400 people. After Boris said, no events, nobody's allowed in your house, no 6 people, no nothing. And anybody that is caught in your house, they will all be fined. Yeah, and the person who's keeping the event can be found up to £1,000 or so forth. Yeah. Now, this is my argument. A Muslim had a funeral because somebody died, and everybody came to the house. The police came to the house and arrested the owner of the house, and everybody in the house was fined £100.
Yeah.
Right? This is an example. This thing in Stamford Hill in North London, 400 people in the building. 400, the police says 400 people attend this place. Out of the 400 people, only 2 was arrested and fined. They wasn't even arrested. Only 2 people, one was fined £200, another was fined £100, and they're still looking for the person who put on the event. Out of 400 people, you only find 2. But when a Muslim keeps a funeral, when somebody actually passes away, everybody gets fined.
Yeah, I know. So you know, Stamford Hill, was that on radio? Because I didn't hear about this. Or was it on station? Or was it actually reported?
It was recorded. It's in the newspaper. But what it is, it wasn't highlighted. It wasn't highlighted as a serious thing because
I didn't know about that.
Well, imagine Stamford Hill is a very busy area. There's cameras everywhere. Everywhere there's cameras all over the place. There is no way you can have 400 people in a building and these CCTVs don't see it.
Yeah.
No way. On a high road, it's on a main high road. So
I understand what you're saying.
400 people managed to get in the building before the police even came there. And when they did come there, according to the newspaper, 2 people was fined, and they're still looking for the people that put on the event. Out of 400, but any ethnic minority that do this, I guarantee you, more than 2 people is going to be arrested. So that links back to the census form. This is why I say to myself, they're not treating people fairly. You know, when it comes to the colour thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on my part, I think what I think, because if they were treating everybody equal, then yes, but there is no equality at the moment between between us and them. It's not equal. So why give them more information if they're not treating you the right? We don't have our own schools. We black people, we don't have our own schools. I don't know if the Asian people, do they have their own schools? Do they have their own hospitals? Do they have no? Do we have our own schools? Do we have our own hospitals? Do we have our own? No, we don't. So all these things that we're filling in and all these things that we're doing, all our community centres have been knocked down to be flats. For who? Are the people.
Yeah.
So if the government was being fair to us as to what they call the minority, or whatever we call them, they call us the minority, if they were being fair to us, then everything would be all right. But me growing up, seeing what I see, which the history showing me that they ain't been very fair to us at all as a race of people. And that article, what happened in Stamford Hill in North London, proved to me you're not being fair. You pick and choose who you want to arrest and who you don't want to arrest, and who you want to target and who you don't want to target, and who you want to get away with and who you don't want to get away with. Even some members of parliament, they were doing their thing when the lockdown was going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're having their little drinks and they're going out doing their thing, thinking that it don't, and it did. So if they're not taking this thing serious, or does those rules only apply to the people and not to them? I'm looking at all of these little isms and schisms. I'm saying you're not being fair to the people, and not even just so much the black people, even your own people. You know, especially with the lockdown. I've seen white business close down. I've seen people lose their business. And they need that to survive. And there was no compassion for them. But yet, they still got to fill out a census form after all of that. And if they don't, they're going to get a fine again. Look what you've ruined their business, their livelihood. And now you want to give them another bill on top of that. Where is the justice? Where is the fairness? You know, I look at all of these things and they're not treating the people right. That's my opinion. They're not treating the people right, and it's not just the black community. It's everybody. Before I was saying it was the black community. Oh, it's always the black community. No, but since this lockdown, it's everybody. Before it wasn't. Before it was the black people and a couple of Asian people. But since the lockdown come, they haven't treated nobody fair.
It's sad. I know where you're coming from, Bless, and it's very upsetting because this kind of division that they're trying to keep and mistreating the communities in the UK who are doing so much for them as well. And the discrimination is quite clear, to be honest with you. We can all see what's happening. That's the reason why I see a movement happening. Since George Floyd's death, I've seen a lot of change of black brothers and sisters actually getting together now, forming, like you just mentioned, your own class and school, but they're not getting to that part yet, but they're actually getting together and educating their children on their history, the real history, yeah?
Yeah.
The real rich history of their country.
Well, this is the thing. We, as black people, the European system cannot educate us. How are you going to educate somebody about their history if you don't have their history in your curriculum?
Yeah.
There is nothing of what is educational, which is beneficial to black people and Asian people in the school system as far as education of self. Everything we learn in the educational system is of European people. And we need to learn about these people so that we can have qualifications.
Yeah.
And we don't know nothing about ourselves.
Now, I actually understand you, and I feel you know what you're saying, Bless. I really do, honestly. There is a change, and I hope this change carries on, and there's a unity going on. But I'm going to tell you something today. I don't know if you know about this young boy. He's about 19-year-old. He's Richard Okoragi. I don't know if you know about him, Bunmi.
Yes, I do actually.
Yeah, he's gone missing, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And we've been just actually, raising the awareness in our groups and so forth and on social media for this young lad. And I just read on the news that the mother said to the police that, my son's missing and I'm really worried and please find him. And the officer turned around and said, if you can't find your son, how are we going to find him? And she broke down into tears.
That's a really, really bad thing to say, though.
Yeah. I mean, do you see why Bless is like that, you see? That's why I brought it up now, because I understand what he's saying and the anger of youth being stopped and then disappearing. Now, I don't want to compare, and I hate doing this, Every child that a parent loses a child, right, it's a blow to the mother and the father all together, right?
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what colour or creed you are, that pain is bad. It's a bad pain. Sarah, the young girl that got killed by a police officer, they found her body within a week. This young lad has been missing now more than a week now. He left his home, okay? He's got, I think he's got sickle cell disease, and he was shielding during the pandemic as well. And all of a sudden him disappearing, which is out of character. The mother keeps saying it's out of character for my son to disappear like that. And so when she told the police officer my son is missing, and she goes, please help me. She goes, if you can't find your son, how do you expect police officers to find your son for you?
What?
Yeah.
Well, that's not the only one. There's I think it was a black girl. I think she was about 16. She's gone missing. Quite a few people's gone missing. But yet, you don't find nothing on the news when our people go missing, whether it's black or Asian. Anytime they go missing, you do not see on the news. But if a European goes missing...
That youth I spoke about the other week, that 18-year-old boy that got killed. Yeah. Remember I said to you, both mothers lost a child there. Both the mothers lost a child, right? So, you know what was going to happen? They wanted an uproar with the communities, with ours. Thank God that imams all got involved and said, no, we're not going to fight with our brothers and sisters here because these incidents could have happened to anybody, right? So, thank God we calmed it down. We found who they are, fine, they've got justice done. Both mothers lost a child, okay, in different ways. But now, this black son of ours gone now. He's 19 years old. And where is he? It's been over a week. No TV news. The only news you're getting to see is either on Instagram or Facebook, and everyone in the community on Facebook, social media, are actually just rotating that, hoping to find some kind of an awareness and find out where he is. But there's nothing on the TV. No social, nothing on TV.
You see, now if they did use the thing now to say, well, they used to be a program called Crime Watch. That used to come on.
Yeah, I remember that, yes.
And that was a very good program. That was a very good program because if anybody goes missing or any situation, everybody knows about it. And they were finding the people. They were literally finding them. But why did they take these programs off? Why? They need to put these are the things that they need to put back onto the TV. And remember today, remember this day, Unity. Like how we've just talked about it today, I guarantee you that they're going to put back on some Crime Watch thing on the TV. Why? Because they also listen to what we do.
Yeah.
Trust me on this.
I hope they do. They do.
They do. Because for you to run a country, you need to know what the people think. And the main way you're going to know is by listening to radio stations and platforms like this, to know how the people think. Then you will know what to put on. But because they don't know what to do. So they're listening to everybody, and everybody is teaching them what to do. because they don't know what to do,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to us and say the black people and Asian people. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
They don't know.
I'm hoping everything will be for the positive, to be honest with you, because, you know, we have to talk now. We have to talk. For the sake of the next generation, we have to talk.
Well, I pray that they find that young man. I pray that he's. I pray that he's also not. I pray he's not.
I sincerely hope so.
Me too. Only 19. The mother is not stop crying. You know that? She can't stop crying. Well, obviously, as a mother, we know that the feeling's bad.
Okay, and if there's anybody locked on, and you have him around you, yeah, because you know what I mean. If you do have him around you, because sometimes youngsters get caught up in the drugs game. I'm not even gonna lie. We'll keep it real. We don't know what the guy was doing. You know, and our parents.
Or if he's out there and he wants, you know, he's with a few friends and he wants to just stay away from home. God knows what's happening, but you know, I'm not saying that something's happening at home. Maybe he just needs a break, but at least call his mother up, you know.
Well, we don't know because, as I said, all your children come home and you say to your children, my boy is a very good boy and my daughter is a very good daughter. But once they step out that door, you don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm not saying that the guy is doing anything, but I'm just giving the parents, you must be a little bit more open-minded. Yeah. When your child steps through that door, you don't know if the first thing is you don't even know if he's carrying a knife.
Yeah.
Right? That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Right? You don't know if he's selling drugs. You don't know because out there is a different world. When he comes home, he got manners and respect for his parents, so he's going to show that at home.
That's right.
Right? So I'm not saying that the guy's a bad guy. Yeah, but I'm just saying the parents need to be open-minded. Because your child comes home from school and does his paperwork and everything, doesn't mean that he or she is that when they're on road. So I'm just saying, I'm praying that if anybody have him out there, if any of the man them you done right, God. If you have the brother out there, if you have him with you, make him go home. Just make him go home.
Yes,
because
please.
Just make him go home, please, because his mother's going through some things. You know what I mean? And even if he's had enough, even if he's got a little bitterness with his mother, we don't know if he's got problems with his mother. Maybe there's no father in the home. We don't know what the situation is. But whatever the situation is, send him home to his mum.
Please.
Yeah?
Please.
Just send him home to his mother. Real talk. Please. Yeah? Because if it was your little brother and he went missing and some roadman them have him up, you would want them to release him as well. Yeah, so the good that you're doing now by releasing the brother, you will get that back in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if he's out there, brother, go home to your mum now. Yeah?
Please, thank you.
That's
Just
if you're out
the
there.
guy as well.
Go home to your mum now. Yeah, because she's suffered enough.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I have to say.
Yes, Bunmi, thank you so much for coming on, Bunmi.
Oh, it's always my pleasure. It's always nice.
I'm hoping that we can bring you on. Book you in for the criminal lawyer.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will call you to let you know.
Yeah, my darling. And listen, thank you so much. I know you are so tired and you took out so much time for us. Really appreciate you coming on, Bunmi. Honestly, we do.
No, I do enjoy it though. I do.
Yeah, we enjoy it. We enjoy listening to you. We like listening to you.
Except that Bless loves to pull our legs.
Hey, listen, if I was to pull your legs, you'd be able to do the splits, my friend. You hear me? Well, I'm not pulling your leg, man. I'm telling you the truth. And what I was saying about the man, them.
He wants us to be taller.
No, man. Yeah, well, even that still. But what I said before about the man and the woman and she wants the man out of the house and this and that. A lot of girls are going through that today. Yeah? A lot of girls, especially with the lockdown, and the guy can't go nowhere because it's a lockdown. So he has to stay with her.
That's not our fault.
Yeah, but she don't want him in the house. You know what I mean? She's only got him in the house because Boris said so. You know, but a lot of women want to live a good life out there, and I'm just giving them some encouragement and want you to back them as well, to let them know that, you know, there is a way out. They don't have to go through all of this, you know what I mean? So Because man could be dominant, and I know that. I'm a man, innit? So some man them can be a little bit dominant and overpowering and dominate the woman that she feels small in her own yard. You understand? And a lot of men do that. You know what I mean? So we need to be that platform to give them a little strength. You know? That's what we're there for. That's what you're there for me. You know?
And you as well.
I'm there, yes. Not just, I'm there for the man them. You know what I mean? To help the man them wise
You've been there
enough.
for us as well, mate.
I'm there for
Not
the
for
ladies
us.
too, but I'm there for the man them. I'm there for the man them because we men, when we're young, we make a lot of mistakes. But at that time, we don't know that they're mistakes. And when we're young, we do not like to admit when we're wrong. So I'm just trying to get to you before it's too late to make you understand that you got to treat your girls with respect. Because if you don't, when you get older, you're going to pay for it. You know what I mean? And if you don't pay for it, your children will pay for it. And you don't want that to happen to your children. You don't want your children to suffer. So the best thing we do is do the right thing for our family and for our community while we still have that chance.
Yes.
You know? Because we was a community before we got divided by this system.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So we need to
Indeed.
get back out of that system and be back how we was before this system divided us. You know what I mean? And miseducated us.
Well said. Thank you so much for that, Bless. That was really nice. Nice way to end the show today.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm hungry, Unity. What's for dinner?
Well, America's coming on, so maybe we can have some chicken and wings from there.
Ah, lie you. What KFC, yeah? Anyway, I don't eat nothing with legs, you know. I hope you know that. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't know anything that anything that I have to run after to eat it. I don't eat it.
Oh, God.
What you're like.
Yeah, if you have to
Oh
chase
my
it,
God.
man.
Anyway, thank you so much for coming on, Bunmi.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's nice being here.
No, I always appreciate
Having
it.
a chat with Bless again.
Yeah,
My
it's
dear-
good in you, Bless. He actually gets the whole momentum going.
Yeah, I like her, man. But I'm gonna meet her soon. But I do want you to send Unity your card, please.
Okay.
I will do,
A
definitely.
picture of your card so we can put it up on our website. And just let us know what time your office is open from. Is it from 9 to 5 or are you 24-hour service or what? You know what I mean?
24 hours, Bless.
24 hours.
My phone is always on, never off.
Oh, so I can phone you at 3 o'clock in the morning, yeah?
As soon as you are arrested, call me.
No, I'm not going to be arrested again. I've changed my ways. I've changed my ways. I'm a community man now. I've done with all those things now, for real. So I'm done with all of that. So I'm just trying to show the man them, don't make the mistakes that I've made in life because I had to pay for them in the end. And I'm trying to show you this. You will pay for it in the end. And if you don't pay for it,
That's true.
you will be a very lonely man if you don't. Either way, you're going to pay for it. Yeah. So God bless you.
God bless you, Patron.
All right, cool.
Thank you, Bunmi.
Bye. No, it's my pleasure. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you for coming
cool.
on
I'll
to
speak to you
Best
soon.
Radio with
Bye.
Unityfy.
Bye.
Bye. Take care, Bunmi. See you next
You
next
too.
time.
Yeah, I'll speak to you soon.
Definitely,
Yeah.
darling. Take care. Bye.
All right.
Yeah, Bless.
Right,
Now
I've
we
got a
can have
number
it.
for her as
Yes.
well, yeah? Unity?
Yeah, we'll cook for Bunmi. Yes.
No, I got a number for her. I got one of my friends got some problem with the office that is renting an office and blah blah blah. But I will talk to you after because the girls are on now. So I'm gonna give
What
her
office?
I'm gonna give him her number when I get it.
What office, Bless?
He's got he's rented a place and
Bless.
yeah. Yo.
What were you saying? What office?
No, my brethren, he's got a building that he's renting, but he's got some problem with the landlord and
Shoot.
some financial problem with the landlord, and the landlord wants to take him to court over some finance which he doesn't think he has to pay.
Right.
Right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let him call her. I'm not gonna get involved.
Yeah.
So I need a number to give to him.
I've just sent in the. It's on the group chat. You can see. I've just sent it to you.
Okay, send me the card as well, yeah?
Yeah, the card is there. The card is what I sent.
All right, can I be excused now?
Yeah, yes, you can. I'm gonna get the American girls on. Thank you for joining in, bless.
Right, and yeah,
Thank
okay,
you, darling.
cool.
Thank
Right,
you.
then I'm gonna talk to those American girls during the week.
Please.
No, I need to tell her that we need to have a Zoom meeting maybe tomorrow.
I keep telling them that.
Yeah, when they're ready. I don't care what time it is, even if it's later on. But we need to have a Zoom meeting because I gotta help them with their structure of what they're doing.
Yeah, I
because
was
they've
asleep
got no
last
idea.
night, 3 o'clock, and I got a call at 3 o'clock, and I was asleep.
Okay, all right then, my dear.
Yeah.
Can I go now, or do you
Okay.
still need me?
Yes, you. I don't mind you listening into those girls and giving them a bit of a lecture if you want to.
No, because they're talking.
you know-
They're talking about music and rap, and I'm not into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all
Let
I'm
them talk
gonna
about it.
do.
Let me get them on.
All right, cool.
Thank you, bless.
Right, you stop
Thank you.
it.
Stay blessed, man.
Right, is he a gangster rapper? 'Cause I will have him up, you know.
Yeah, I think he is that type. I don't know.
I want. Why are you doing tunes with Killing in it? Why? Why?
I don't know anything. I'm new to it myself.
I don't know. Well, that's the only questions I want. And that's the only questions I want. But they're like,
Okay.
you know. Anyway, my dear, it's hot in the studio. Trust me. I don't know if summer's coming, but it's really hot in here, bro.
It is getting warm. It was very hot today. I think it's 24 degrees.
Yeah, you know what? I was out there with my t-shirt, my hoodie, and my jacket, and as soon as I stepped out of the house, I was like,
Yeah.
are you serious? I feel like an Eskimo on a beach. You know?
Yeah, because people are not understanding
No,
what
I
we're
was
doing.
sweating. I was sweating like nothing, man. I didn't even
Yeah.
realize it was that hot out there. You know what I mean? But anyway,
Yeah,
talk to the gal, them, call them in, wherever they
I
may
will.
be.
You put the music on, then I'm gonna get the girls on from the other group.
Okay, then I gotta sing.
Okay, my dear.